for better or for worse, was the college experience worth it for you? Like, do you think that you obviously didn't get the most out of the college experience that you would have liked to gotten, right?
Yes, it was worth it for me, but I don't think that if I hadn't experienced everything that I did, I think that it would be a lot more straightforward answer. Because yes, I am grateful for it, but say all this stuff didn't happen, like I didn't, go to college through the middle.
What would you have done? Like, if you didn't go to college, what would you have done?
See, that's the thing that I don't know.
Exactly. So it was just college for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
college
but I am grateful for it. I love my friends. And like I said, I made, connections with people that I'm very grateful to have in my life.
So when you said like college helped you figure you out and figure me out, it made me think like, I think that is maybe like ideally like one of the biggest differences with the college versus skill trade thing, right? Where you go to college to kind of learn about a field almost in a generalized term of what you're trying to do, get a hang of it. You're getting an idea of other people. You're learning by example almost, right? Like in front of you, the lecture, the talk, you know what I mean? They're giving you all of these little segments of like the process, right? Breaking it down for you and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you have these opportunities to learn these other aspects of yourselves, like living off campus and whatnot, while you're taking these classes. Whereas opposed to like a trade, you're immediately immersed in that trade from the get-go. Like, it's the way that you're making your ends meet. It becomes something that like your life revolves around. Not that college does, like your life isn't revolved around college when you're in it.
No.
But you're forced. Let me get to my point. When you are working in the trade, you're forced to work on that skill. So you're working on that skill every day. Like, you're working on that skill every day within the trade. You hear what I'm saying? Like,
I hear what you're saying, but you're also, when you're in college, you're forced to do, yes, you are. You're forced to do the same thing every day. You're going to these same classes every single day where you're not being forced to do it. You're paying to be there, but that's the whole point, is so that you can come out with a skill that you didn't have before going there.
But do you necessarily see? That's the thing. I feel like a lot of people go to college, they come out, they get their 4-year, right? They get their degree.
Yeah.
They get out into the workforce and they realize that they don't even have the requisite experience or skill set in a workplace environment to be able to translate what they learned into the field. And that makes sense. And it's like they haven't, because they're getting it all through like the segments, through the procedures being broken down for them. It's almost like they're being walked along the entire way. So it's like, yeah, you have full comprehensive knowledge of how to get, XYZ done, ABC, whatever. You have the full idea and scope of range of what you're supposed to do, how it's supposed to look. You know what I mean? But you don't have the experience of, well, what happens when things don't go right? And like, how do people handle it when things are in a disarray, when they aren't the best days? Because all the days you go to work aren't always going to be the best days of work. You're not always going to have like the tools required, whatever. I'm speaking.
Yeah, but that's the same thing with college too. Like, there was some days that like I would go to class and I would feel.
You just don't feel good.
No, not like not. You just don't feel good.
You didn't feel good in that day. You didn't want to sit through lecture.
No, but it's like me as a communications major, like with a lot of my classes, like I had to do a lot of talking, a lot of interacting, and there were some days
you're so good at it.
I'm great at it. Don't discredit that, okay?
No,
but there was a lot of days that I'd go in there and I didn't want to do all that.
Yeah, but and that is.
And it's also so hard. Like see, when I was in college, I used to go off on this tangent that like college actually is like such a messed up idea when you think about it in like generalized terms. You're literally taking all these kids fresh out of high school that have never lived with anybody else but their like family unit or like the people that, watch over them, to then putting them in a place where they can literally do whatever the hell they want with little to no consequences. Like,
you do know throughout every major war, we took 18-year-olds and put them out into fighting done.
Like,
So
do you?
college?
Yeah, I went to college. I know this.
So college isn't the most messed up thing in the world.
No, but it's like you're putting all these kids here and you're like giving them like a false reality that like, oh, this is what life is like.
Or
like,
is that
like
the reality
it's
though?
like,
That's the reality. They're
it's like
showing
work
you.
hard but play fucking harder.
Or are they letting you know, like they pull back the veil? You know, I think that's what it is. Cause like, you know.
No school pulls back the veil because they
do.
want, no, they don't, because they want kids to continue to go there and to continue to live this whole experience.
When you're a college and you're featured in Playboy magazine as one of the top 50 places to go to party on Halloween, you pull back the veil. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're allowing yourself to be promoted and advertised throughout the nation as a place to
it's like the whole,
yeah, let's get messed up. Like you're promoting when you're not a dry campus and you're a wet campus, you let upperclassmen bring alcohol.
Okay, a lot of schools around here nowadays are dry campuses.
Either or, but then
Oneonta
what do they do?
was a dry campus. You think I followed the rules of a dry campus?
But what do? They build off house premise like townhouses that the upperclassmen can go, and then what are those? They're part of the residential, but they're not on campus, so people still go there to drink. You know what I mean? You find loopholes around it.
Yeah, everybody finds loopholes in any aspect of life whatsoever.
To me,
college is just one of them.
Yeah, I think college is pulling back the veil. You know what I mean? College isn't necessarily to show you how to get the job done. It's to show you how the job is getting done. It's like, it's showing you how everyone in the world.
See, like,
no, because they function that way. Like whether it's Greek life and it's nepotism or knowing somebody, not what you know, it's about who you know. When like there's so many aspects that go to show you, like your alma mater, where if you share alma maters with someone, you have a higher probability of getting a job in that field. Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, and I understand that. I understand that, but it's not just all focused on, how like this is, how messed up the world is, and you only know people through.
They're showing you though. They're showing you. Look,
you should know that before going into it.
In high school, you see that 80% of the people that are going to college are getting wasted 3 to 4 days a week. Somehow they're still going to class. Somehow they're still going to class.
And that's the college experience, baby. That's what it's all about. Come on now. So it's like I said, you work hard, but you play harder. So everybody knows that the whole reason that you're there is to, get a degree.
To pull back the veil.
Whatever.
It's showing you how
because it's
are
such
really
a different thing.
How they're functioning in Congress. When you see those,
how they're functioning in Congress, we're not going to compare college experience compared to Congress. Those are two. We're not putting that up to bat with each other. We're not doing that.
Okay. The point that I'm looking to say, I think that maybe the college experience is more so about letting you in on the experience of life. Of how the world,
I agree.
Works. Like the social mixers, the meet and
nobody
greets.
calls them social mixers or meet and greets anymore. Nobody
galas,
does that.
Whatever.
The galas, nobody does that. No, I'll give you a.
I'm talking about just.
Can I share a story now?
Share a story.
This is the true college
Next,
experience.
we have another point to get to though. Share a story,
but this ties into what you were saying of all these galas. Nobody was going to know galas in SUNY Oneonta. Okay, I can promise you.
I'm talking about post college. I was saying like versus like the parties in college are like going to the formal parties outside of, you know what I mean, in life. You know what I mean? Like that's how nothing's changed.
Well, this is where I differ because, I think Brandon was very surprised to find this out way back when he was just learning about me. I was never in a sorority. I had never had any intentions of wanting to be in a sorority. I think that paying for your friends is stupid. And I just did it.
We're not trying to offend anyone yet.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I don't care. That just wasn't my vibe. It's not the type of person that I am. However, you bet your bottom dollar that I was going to all those frat house parties because
you were down with the Greek life. You weren't, but you were though. You might not have been.
That was freshman year.
It.
That was freshman year. Like before I could, get into a bar.
Freshman year, you were.
What?
Oh, no, sorry. That just gave me the ick. Gave me a little bit of the ick. I didn't want to.
Me as a college freshman was a scary sight.
I wasn't ready to think about.
I'm just gonna give you this was this will be my college experience story.
Okay.
Like this is how I spent my days. Okay, I would wake up, usually skip my 9 a.m. because like I like literally could not force myself to get out of bed to go and do that. I learned later on, you know, schedule your classes for later in the day, Alexis. You're not a morning person. So that's how I would start the day. Then I'd go to, you know, a few classes, you know, you go upstairs with your friends, you know, you go and smoke a joint. You,
yeah.
You vibe out. Then you go and you take a nap, and then you go and get dinner with your friends.
In the actual fuck, Alexis, none of this is dedicated to like,
but this is what I'm saying.
This is
the worst part of it all, is that like we would go out and get absolutely obliterated drunk and then show up to class the next day and act like everything was fine.
Like, what did you retain?
Well,
you're not. no. This college versus skill thing is not getting any credence here.
You learn. It's like you said. You're learning life experiences. You're learning, you know, how to deal with being hung. I can't even make a valid point.
Hungover again. So sounds like you're learning how to deal with life.
I think that people that go, you know, to do work in the skill trade, whatever, they're putting in a lot of work. They are, and they're finding out different ways to figure out what they want to do with their life and all that. However, college is the same thing, just in a completely different aspect. Because like you said, for the skill trade, it's so much more hands-on. It's all about the experience. Whereas college, you're gaining all this information on how to try and gain that experience. So yeah, I guess.
Either way, you're working on a skill every single day is you have to. When you're in the trade, you have to work on your skill every day. You have no other choice to, because if you don't, you will fall by the wayside, and there's someone that's just gonna be better than you. That's just like there is always gonna be someone who's better than you, but there's gonna be someone who outworks you. And the last thing you want to do in this field, if you're in the skills or trade, is to have someone outwork you. Because you might not be the best at your job to begin with, but you can always control how hard you work at your job, and that's what you learn in the beginning in those first 4 years of your skill or trade, as opposed to the first 4 years of a higher education system. Is that because now it's just starting to seem like there just might be too many variables on a college campus for someone to actually be able to focus in, you know what I mean? And to get anything out of it, because there's like.
That's why it's all a game. It's all a game. They're literally watching us to see if we can all handle it. Welcome to the rat
race, baby. You know what I mean? There's the rat race. Again, pulling back the veil. That's what you're getting from the college experience. You're like seeing how this world really works, you know?